We must go beyond textbooks, go out into the bypaths and the untrodden depths of the wilderness, and travel and explore and tell the world the glories of our journey. John Hope Franklin. This Lake Superior Circle Tour salutes the state of Minnesota, the city of Duluth, Grand Portage Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa, and the many, many other communities, organizations, and individuals who have contributed to preserving history and the natural beauty of all that is connected to Lake Superior. We now turn eastward and prepare to explore the long southern shore of Lake Superior. The state of Minnesota and Wisconsin are separated by the largest United States tributary into Lake Superior, the St. Louis River. The Richard Ira Bong Memorial Bridge, also known as the Bong Bridge, connects Duluth, Minnesota and Superior, Wisconsin via U.S. Route 2. The bridge's namesake, Richard Ira Bong, was a United States Army Air Force major and Medal of Honor recipient in World War II. He was one of the most decorated American fighter pilots and the country's top flying ace in the war, credited with shooting down 40 Japanese aircraft. He died at the age of 24 in California while testing a Lockheed P-80 jet fighter shortly before the war ended. Just off State Highway 13 in Lakeside, Wisconsin, a windmill grabs your attention and forces you to pull over and check it out. The Old Brule Heritage Society was founded in 1998 by a group of historically minded community leaders. The Davidson Windmill was built by Jacob Davidson and served the Old Brule and Lakeside in the South Shore region from 1904 and ceased in 1926 because of competition from mills in Superior, and sadly, the death of the builder. Taylor's Bridge, Wisconsin's last Queen Post Bridge, a very unique roadside display. Built in 1930, it replaced a previous bridge dating back to 1871 over the Middle River. It provided an easier access to the Mississippi Railroad railhead in Duluth and allowed copper miners a means to get to the Corona and Chippewa mines and others nearer the Brule River. The horses clip and clopped over the bridge pulling a stagecoach on this route from 1871 to 1878. The Escalin House was constructed in the traditional Finnish dovetailed squared log by Edward Hill in approximately 1910, and by 1917, Nestor Escalin and his family occupied it until the 1960s. The land in this area was owned by Peyton, Kimball, and Barber, who for many years ran a sawmill in Superior. The area was known as the Kaspenperä, which in Finnish means burned and beaten area, relating to all the white pines being cleared. We pause and visit every war memorial spotted along the Lake Superior Circle Tour, with a prayer and a thank you to all those that have served and sacrificed all, and a pledge not to take our freedoms for granted. The Apostle Islands are a group of 22 islands in Lake Superior off the Bayfield Peninsula in northern Wisconsin. It boasts some of the most pristine remaining sandscapes in the Great Lakes region. For centuries, the islands were the site of logging, stone quarrying, fishing, and shipping. In 1970, the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore was established, turning most of the area into a nature reserve. Spectacular red sandstone caves are some of the main attractions of the Apostle Islands. Boat tours, hiking trails, kayaking excursions provide access to these natural wonders around the islands and the mainland. Apostle Islands cruises provide a variety of excursions and tours. Cruises run anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours, viewing 2 lighthouses, a brownstone quarry site, an historic fishing camp, and Devil's Island and the sea caves. The National Geographic Explorer magazine rated the Apostle Islands as the top place to visit and definitely one to return to in the second season of the Lake Superior Circle Tour series. The Stormy Kromer cap is a wool hat manufactured by Stormy Kromer Mercantile. The hat is very popular in the Midwest region of the United States and with hunters and outdoorsmen. It is named for George Stormy Kromer, who lived between 1876 and 1970, a semi-professional baseball player who later worked as a railroad engineer. Kromer lost many hats to the wind while working on trains, and in 1903, he asked his wife Ida to make him a warm hat that would stay on more securely. She modified the baseball cap into what became the Stormy Kromer cap by sewing on a pair of ear flaps. The statue of the Stormy Kromer cap is located near the factory in Ironwood, Michigan. Keweenaw Peninsula, the Ojibwe phrase to portage. Some refer to it as Old America, the most northerly tip of Michigan, part of the Upper Peninsula, the UP. Small town living in Mother Nature's backyard. History preserved, environmentally conscious, incredible tourism, pure community respect for all that is good. Home of the Yoopers. The winding coastal road from Eagle River to Copper Harbor offers many scenic glimpses of Lake Superior. To help you along the way, Keweenaw County Road Commission and the Keweenaw Historic Society have provided several creative insights into the past and present through beautiful placards, museums, information stations, and breathtaking scenic lookouts. It is well worth the stop to appreciate the many naturally preserved and environmentally protected treasures of the Keweenaw Peninsula. Eagle Harbor. Horace Greeley, a famous newspaper editor and mining investor, landed in Eagle Harbor on June 15, 1847. He came on the steam-driven boat Independence, one of the first on Lake Superior. Greeley reported the harbor was frozen over for some distance from shore. There was no dock at the time, and the oxen he had brought were thrown overboard to swim ashore. The Eagle Harbor Light Station was originally built in 1851 and was replaced in 1871 by the present Norman Gothic style red brick structure. The front of the tower was painted white, giving it contrast against the coastline, one of several identifiers for mariners. It sits on a dangerous rocky entrance to Eagle Harbor and is one of several light stations guiding mariners across the northern edge of the Keweenaw Peninsula. New technologies and navigation systems have caused many light stations to be decommissioned. The Eagle Harbor Light Station, however, still remains a primary navigational aid and is operated by the Coast Guard. The Eagle Harbor Light Station is a Michigan State Historic Site and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The Eagle Harbor Life-Saving Service motto is, "You have to go out, but you don't have to come back." Locally recruited members of the Eagle Harbor crews accomplished many heroic rescues. Most notably was the rescue of the L.C. Waldo, a 470-foot steamer caught in the 4-day White Hurricane of November 1913. Huge waves broke over the Waldo's bows, smashing over the decks with spray that froze and encased her with tons of ice. In trouble, Captain Davidson sailed for Manitou Island, but before they could reach the calmer windbreak, it ran aground on Gull Rock off the point of Keweenaw Peninsula. 90 hours passed before the rescuers from Eagle Harbor and Portage stations could reach her. The ship's crew of 22, 2 women, and a dog were rescued. In 1915, the life-saving station was absorbed into the United States Coast Guard. Today, snowshoeing is a popular form of winter recreation. But imagine snowshoeing 700 arduous miles each winter through the frozen wilderness between Native American villages and sleeping outdoors without even a tent. That is only part of Bishop Frederick Baraga's extraordinary story. His life among the tribes of the Upper Great Lakes region 150 years ago inspired many affectionate names: the Snowshoe Priest, the Shepherd of the Wilderness, the Apostle of the Lakelands. His best-known works, a dictionary and a grammar book of the Ojibwa language, is still in print today. Born and ordained in Slovenia, Baraga was drawn to missionary work in North America. He learned the Indians' languages and understood their desire to keep both their culture and their land. Baraga was the first bishop of the Diocese of Marquette, 1853 to 1868, and is entombed in St. Peter Cathedral. The Vatican Congregation of Causes for Sainthood is reviewing documentation of his saintly acts. Father Frederick Baraga, learning of a possible epidemic afflicting the Indians at Grand Portage in 1846, set out in a small boat from Madeline Island in Wisconsin with an Indian guide. An unexpected storm threatened them, but their lives were spared when they were blown over the sandbar and into the quiet mouth of the Cross River. In thanksgiving, they erected a small wooden cross at the site, which was later replaced by this granite one. The mouth of the Cross River is just off Highway 61 in Minnesota, near Toth. Bishop Baraga, whose life was filled with heroism and a zeal for souls, was consecrated a bishop of Upper Michigan in 1853. St. Peter Cathedral, the mother church of the Diocese of Marquette, was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2012. Construction began in 1864, with Venerable Bishop Frederick Baraga laying the cornerstone. In May 2012, Bishop Baraga was declared venerable by Pope Benedict XVI. Following the declaration, the Baraga Chapel was built to ensure that the Diocese of Marquette complied with the norms for canonization, making Bishop Baraga's remains publicly accessible for private veneration. The south stained glass window upper medallion depicts Baraga with Chief Edward Asinins, the first convert at the Lance Mission in 1844. The center medallion depicts a pair of snowshoes, which Baraga often wore to traverse his vast mission territory. The west window upper medallion represents both Baraga's journey to America from Slovenia and his journey across Lake Superior to the Cross River. The next step in the canonization process is beatification. Safe travels, everyone.